Right, so as I was saying, these are words that you're going to need to know for this class because we're going to use them a lot. And so you want to make sure that you're able to know what I'm talking about. Some of you took ag science, so you already kind of have a step ahead of everyone with that because you kind of started learning those terms then. So hopefully that will help you out if you took that. So your assignment today is just a PowerPoint that we're going to actually walk through it together. And at the end, there's a question that you have to answer for your participation today. So as long as you go back and answer your question, then you'll be good for today. If you want to go ahead and start on tomorrow's, you can, but you don't have to, obviously. All right, so the chart here that you'll see is one of the first slides for the PowerPoint. It just has all these different terms that you're going to need to know. So just like with humans, you know, once you get out of your baby years, what's the next years that you go into? Before you get to adult, what are you considered?
A teenager.
A teenager. Good, Anna. Yes.
Adolescent.
Well, adolescent. That's a good word too. That's
A young adult.
Yep.
Juvenile.
Those are all exactly what I was looking for. So those are just different terms to describe like our different ages. And so it's pretty much the same thing in animals. There's a little bit of difference because we have some of the animals when we talk about males that are going to be castrated. So hopefully, if you don't know already, you will learn that castrated means they are no longer intact. They no longer have their testicles. They can no longer reproduce. And so that's what castrated means. So when we look at the chart, if we look at our first species, we have cattle. So when we talk about an uncastrated male, so he's not castrated, that means that he is still intact, so he can reproduce. And that is called a bull. So most of you probably know if you watch bull riding or rodeos or anything like that, you probably kind of know what a bull looks like. An immature castrated male, so this is going to be a younger cow, but he's been castrated, so he can't reproduce. So that is called a steer. And then we have our females. So an immature female, so you think about, you know, teenage female that has not had babies, and that's kind of the key, is that they have not had any offspring, so they have not had a baby calf. They are called a heifer. And then your mature female, so a cow that has had babies, is called a cow. And then your newborn is going to be called a calf. So for swine, again, uncastrated males, the boar. Immature castrated males, the barrow. Immature female is called a gilt. And then a mature female is called a sow. And then your newborn is a piglet. For poultry, uncastrated male is a rooster. Immature castrated male is a capone. Immature female is a pullet. Mature female is a hen. And then a newborn is a chick. All right, and then we have the turkeys. The uncastrated male is a tom. Immature female is a pullet. Mature female is a hen, and then a newborn is called a poult for turkeys. So then it goes on down to sheep, goats, dogs, and cats. We don't go over those quite as much, but it is always important for you to know them, and if you take animal science too, it will be very important for you to know those. All right, for our intact males, so again, those that have not been castrated, they can still reproduce, they're still intact. They're generally going to be a little bit more muscular, so you can kind of usually tell which ones those are just by looking at them, because they're going to have more muscle overall. And they're going to be larger in stature, and they grow a lot faster than the females. They also often have more muscle in their necks. Mature females have the large body structure, but they have mammary glands, so their teeth are going to be more present. Even if they're not lactating, they're still going to be present in the animal. Immature females are obviously going to be a little bit smaller than the mature females, and their teats are not going to be as present because, you know, they're not in heat. They won't be lactating at any point. All right, when we talk about livestock and we talk about their different breeds, they're characterized by their phenotypes. Can somebody tell me what a phenotype is?
I don't remember. I used to know.
I'm going to say you probably talked about this in a different science class. What is a phenotype? So when we talk about humans, like ourselves, what would be an example of a phenotype trait in humans?
Isn't it like an off trait?
Not exactly. Anybody else have a good guess?
I'm going to Google.
All right, so phenotype are going to be those traits that you can see, you can physically see. So like your hair color, your eye color, maybe your height, you know, things like that that you can actually see. Genotype is going to be the things you can't see, like your DNA, you know, any deformities you might have within your DNA, things like that. So when we talk about livestock with phenotype, we're talking about their color pattern, their frame and their size, and how much muscling they have, and whether or not they can adapt to the environment, how well they do that. So at the end of this PowerPoint, this section, there will be a question asking you about some phenotype traits that we have as humans. So you can go in there, type some in, and click submit. And then it'll send it to me, and so that you can get your credit for today. Any questions on that? Okay.
Miss Stark.
Yes.
I don't have my computer and my iPad's dead because I only have one charger and I need it for the phone because I can't Zoom on my iPad, so I can't do any of my work right now.
Okay, yeah, just as long as you go back and type in that answer at some point, you'll be fine.
How do we get to the doc again?
So to the playlist or?
No, not to the playlist, to that document that you just did with our questions at the end.
So you'll, on Monday on the playlist, it says go through slides 1 through 8, and you click it. And then it should just bring it up, and you type in your name and click join.
So that's one of the assignments we had, because I was looking on Canvas and it's another assignment about personality quiz, a personality question.
That was last week.
That's due today though.
Yeah, your personality reflection paper that you worked on last week. It's a personality reflection paper.
Yeah, that's due today.
Yeah, well, technically for any work, you have 5 days after we assign it to turn it in. So I think I assigned that on Thursday. So technically you have till this coming Thursday to turn that in.
Okay, and do I have to do it on the iPad or can I do it on a piece of paper?
You can do it on paper and take a picture of it and send it to me.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. If you do decide to go ahead and work ahead for this week, I just want to show you how to do the notes for tomorrow. So we're going to go over some of this tomorrow too, but like I said, in case you decide to work ahead. If you go to the animal terms notes assignment, it'll have you make a copy.
Wait, after we answer the first question, do we keep going on the slide?
No. I mean, I guess you can if you just want to read ahead, but we're going to kind of go through them as a class. So for your notes, this is what they look like. So these are the definitions that we just went over, the words we just went over: castrated, mature, immature, and phenotype. So you're going to type in a definition here, and then you're going to put that word in your own words here. And then some kind of clue that will help you remember it. It could be a picture, it could be a saying, something that's going to help you remember what that word means.
Okay.
So you do that for all 3 of these words. Then for the next part, these are the types that we just went over: castrated male, immature female, intact male, mature female. So these you just drag and drop to the correct definition. So for this one, it says generally more muscular overall, typically larger in stature and grow faster than females, often exhibit extra muscle in the neck area. So which one is that going to be? Castrated male, immature female, intact male, or mature female?
Intact male?
Intact male, yep. Also known as uncastrated if they are intact. All right, does anybody have any idea which of these pictures might be the intact male? Is
So
it-
with more muscle on the neck? Third
Yeah.
one down?
That's the third one.
This one, is that one the one y'all were saying?
Nah, third one from
The
or
third
the
one.
second one from the bottom. He's swole.
Oh,
He looks like he lifts.
That is correct. So then you just drag the
yeah.
picture there. And then you go to the next one. Figure out which definition it is. And drag the picture. All right, and then the last part of your notes is just like that chart that we went over. You're just going to type in the correct words right here in this chart so that you will have them. And then when you're done, you'll submit it. Go to submit, Google Drive. And then you'll press submit and then submit again. Any questions on those notes?
yes. The notes, the vocabulary notes are, the definitions are on the other slide, the document, because I'm probably not gonna remember them.
Yep. It's all on that slide that we've been going
Okay.
through.
And can you explain this one again? Because my if it was being loud and I can hear. If I can see how yeah, that one right there that you got right now.
This chart,
Yeah.
so in the slides that we went over, there's a chart that looks just like it almost. And you're just going to type in the correct word. So yeah, so for here, it's bull. So then you just go to your notes. And for this first blank, you'll type bull.
Okay.
And then you go to
Excuse
the
me.
next.
Okay.
And like I said, these 3 things are on that's part of tomorrow's assignments. But again, if you want to work ahead, you can. Today was just more going over your all about me's and then just kind of introducing you to the terminology.
Oh.
All right, any other questions?
What are we supposed to do for the weekly check-in?
So from last week, I'm guessing.
Yeah, from Friday.
So if you go down and click it, it should come up as a Google form. And you just click submit at the bottom when you're done.
It didn't come as a Google form.
It didn't show up for you.
No.
Was anybody able to get it to work?
Yes, I did it on my phone and it was working.
Okay.
I've already done.
What was that, Christina?
I've already tried it on my phone.
Okay. All right, so I'll send it out in the regular version so that those of you that couldn't get it to work will be able to. All right, any other questions I can help with? How's everybody feeling this week?
Pretty good.
Good.
We've gotten through 1 week of virtual learning. Is everybody feeling good about it? Feeling okay?
No, I hate it.
Well, I didn't ask if we liked it. I don't think any of us. Well, some students might like it. You know, some
Tim, quit
people
being a negative Nancy.
do what, Christina?
I said, Tim, quit being a negative Nancy.
Yeah, I
Amen.
mean, I don't like it either, but you know, as long as it's not stressing y'all out too much, you know, that's what we want to make sure we're not doing.
Do any of y'all know, like, whenever your, like, wisdom teeth come in, does your jaw start to lock up?
Can't say that I
Does anybody know?
know that or not.
No, your jaw shouldn't lock up. Your mouth might start hurting if they grow in the wrong way.
Ask
I mean,
Google.
we already know my wisdom teeth's growing in wrong, but for some reason my jaw's been locking up, and now my tooth is hurting, like in the back. So it's coming to that time of something.
Miss Tar, are you done for today?
Yes, we're good. If you need to sign off and want to do work, if you have questions, just let me know.
All right, bye-bye. See you tomorrow.
Bye. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
I missed
Wait, so
our
Bye.
do we have
Bye.
nothing today?
You just need to go on that PowerPoint and answer that question that we talked about.
Okay.
Okay? And I'm
Whatever.
sending you that Google form.
All right.
Okay.
All right. I'm out here.
Bye.
Hey, Miss Tart.
Yes.
I'm sorry if I was a little, outspoken today. The ADHD is just kind of saying what's up.
I'm fine if you're outspoken, as long as y'all aren't
Yeah.
mean to one another, Chase.
Oh, Chase my bro. We straight.
That wasn't me.
It really wasn't, because I want a cookie now.